What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I am coming at you from the Flying J in Springville, Utah. Trying to get that split in before I pick up this load tonight. I'll be honest with you. I was trying to run my clock out of hours, my 70-hour clock. And I know people drive the little 8.5 hour and all that shift, and I don't understand the reason for it. I've tried running myself out of hours literally 2 times, and I've never been able to do it. Even this last week, I did 3,400 miles and still ended up waking up this morning with like 6 hours and 50 minutes on my clock. So now I'm down to 5 hours on my 70, but I get back like 9 hours later on tonight, and then
9 minutes of remaining drive time.
And then as far as everything else, then I'm getting back 10 hours and 29 minutes, 7 hours and 47 minutes, 10 hours 11 minutes, 12 hours 34 minutes. So I could never seem to run myself out of hours because I was trying to work myself into some relaxation. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about was a video that I'm going to say good friend Terry put out. Tim Travels, link's going to be in the description to this video. He did a video saying trucking companies don't care about their drivers. Now, the reason I'm doing this video, I could obviously call him and we could talk about this on our own, but I'm doing this video because I don't want any new people, especially younger people, to look at this video or look at his video and think that is a way to handle a situation. There's people like him, people like me, possibly, to where, maybe we don't necessarily need the job as much or something like that. But personally, I wouldn't have handled the situation that way. So I'm going to leave a link to his video so you can see what I'm talking about. But there is never going to be a time that I really get sideways with the shipper or receiver, regardless of what happened. And unless something happened in that video that didn't get mentioned, I just have to swallow that one. There's only been one time that I've been out here that I've even slightly kind of talked back. My old days, I'd have really kind of lit into this guy. But one thing I haven't said in a while, the only good thing about getting old is it will mellow you out a little bit. And maybe Terry is, damn, what was that? Maybe Terry is tapping into his youthful tendencies. Because there are going to be times that shipper, I'd say, I don't know how often it happens. It happens enough to where it's like not anything out of the ordinary, where somebody says something stupid or things don't go the way that you want to. And a lot of times you can come into these places already, a little amped up based on how your day is going in general. And what they say might just light that fire. But I'm just telling you, that wasn't really a good example that was set. I think even if he did that video, he should have put a disclaimer in there like, I'm not saying, this isn't, I don't recommend this, or, something like that, because I definitely can't give any green light to that situation. And the title of the video was Trucking Companies Don't Care About Their Drivers. And I absolutely disagree with that. Just because they don't back you up doesn't mean that they don't care about you. I had let's just go back to, my old business. Let's say that I went and I said, you know what? Let me go act a fool up here at this Wells Fargo, or I guess that's not a good example because we didn't deal with them like that. But just because somebody doesn't stand up for you doesn't mean that they don't care about you. No matter, and I would do the same thing, no matter how much I like you, and I'm just saying this if I was like over prime, no matter how much I like you, there is no amount of business that you're going to be able to do to offset what we'd be losing by not being able to pull for this receiver anymore. So I'm not sure how the conversation went with the fleet manager, but I would probably have just said, you know what, sometimes we got to suck it up. And I think he did a good thing when he said, maybe I'm just an angry old white person, because this could have gone two different ways. There might have been a little white privilege in there on his end. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about saying you know what I'm saying. There could have been some white privilege on his end. And if it would have been a black person, it could have just been that angry black person. But what I'm going to tell people in this is, you've got to chill out. Just like you can't go around getting in fights with everybody that says something about your mama or whatever it could be. You've got to take that same amount of control when you're dealing with these people, because they will test you. And the last thing that you need is for a fleet manager. I mean, at least it stopped at the fleet manager. The last thing you need is a fleet manager, director of sales or reefer operations or somebody crazy like that to have been the person that felt that it was necessary to reach out to you. And I understand Terry's point. And I do believe that he's the type of person, because I'm similar to that, where I'll quit some shit on principle alone. But I don't think that this is one of those cases to where I would do that. Like I said, love Terry, all that kind of stuff. This in no way has anything to do with the way I feel about him, or even the way he handled the situation. I definitely wouldn't have handled the situation that well. But again, somebody that, and a lot of truck drivers, you could just leave here and go somewhere else, but I wouldn't want a brand new truck driver or somebody that doesn't have as much experience, and I'm going to even say life experience, to take that route. So that is about all I got to say about that. I'm picking up out here in a little bit. This was supposed to be a route planning video, because I'm out here. The route that if I was just to plug this into my OmniTrax or plug it into regular GPS, is routing me going across I-70 into Colorado and taking that route. And I think the best route out of here is taking 6 or whatever that is down to like New Mexico, Gallup, New Mexico, and then going across 40. It's going to Jonesboro, Arkansas. So to me, that seems the most direct route. But I haven't really seen, if I'm just looking at the fueling route, if I put this in without the fueling routes, if it would take the same route. And the reason I'm saying this, if you blindly follow this across I-70 in Colorado, you're going to have a lot of people, a lot of drivers saying, I do it all the time and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to say, I live in Colorado. You are lucky if you mess around with I-70 and you just skip through there. It's really skipping through the raindrops. Because I-70, anybody lives in Denver, I-70 to Denver isn't that big of a drive. Or I-70, let's just say Vail to Denver, isn't that much of a drive. But I-70 has a totally different ecosystem up there. I-70 near Vail could be in an all-out blizzard, and Denver could be 75 and sunny. So those of us that live in Denver typically are going to be the ones, in wintertime. Maybe this time of year isn't quite as bad, but we are typically the ones that aren't going to be like, I'm just going to drive over Vail. First of all, the loads typically are going to be too heavy to even want to mess with that. So you're going to be wasting all kinds of extra fuel and all that doing that. Anyway, I'm done with that. I don't want to talk about that video. I'm going to probably catch a nap and then get with Terry on this. Not to get with them, not that, you know. But, yeah. Bite your tongue. Be good at biting your tongue out here. Not saying it's, you know, the best thing in the world or, you know, we deserve it or anything like that, but it's a very good thing to do out here. Anyway, I appreciate you stopping by No Hippie Trucking Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe. I'm out.